Hey everyone, in this video we're going to go over how to run the 1-3-1 zone defense, so stay tuned.
It's holding him. That's a jump ball? You missed that one. Russ, you got whacked. Call a foul, get up! How is that not a foul?
Hey everyone, before we get started, if you like the content I put out here, please check out my Instagram account, @CoachRuss32, where I share coaching motivational and inspirational quotes and video clips, team administrative tips, and clarify rules for new and growing basketball coaches. The 1-3-1 zone defense is a unique defense that is run at many different levels. Most zone defenses position players between the ball and the basket. In contrast, the 1-3-1 seeks to cut off normal passing lanes and forces the offensive team to throw lob passes over the defense. Perhaps the greatest strength of the 1-3-1 is that the offense must adjust. The 1-3-1 is so unique that most teams cannot run their regular offense against it. It forces teams to run an offense that they're usually not used to playing. Secondly, the uniqueness of the 1-3-1 causes a lot of confusion for your opponent. Sometimes, your opponent won't figure out what you're running until after 3 or 4 possessions. And lastly, the 1-3-1 is great for a transition offense. When you do get tips and steals, your players are in the perfect positions to run the floor on a fast break. The 1-3-1 isn't without its disadvantages. This zone is especially vulnerable to the corners and the high post. Running the 1-3-1 will consume a lot of energy. If your team isn't well conditioned, or if you don't have a deep bench, you will struggle to run the 1-3-1 effectively. You must be willing to use your bench to run the 1-3-1 for any extended period of time. And lastly, the 1-3-1 takes time to learn. If you're not going to use the 1-3-1 as your main defense, you have to ask yourself whether or not it's worth the limited practice time needed to teach this zone. Let's look at the setup for the 1-3-1 zone. In the half-court setup, it looks like this. 1 player up top, 3 across, and 1 player in the back. 1-3-1. In the 1-3-1, this position is called the chaser. The middle position is called the center. And this back position is called the warrior. And the 2 positions on the side are called the wings. Before we move on, it's important to know your own players' abilities and be able to put them into the zone positions that will best suit their strengths. Here's the order in which I believe you should choose the players to fill each role for this defense. Pick the chaser first, the center second, pick the warrior third, and the wings last. The chaser is at the top of our zone and is, in my opinion, the most important position in the 1-3-1. Their main responsibility is to force the basketball to one side of the court with defensive pressure. The chaser also sets the tone for our defense. If our chaser is defending with a lot of intensity and effort, the rest of the team who is watching will pick up on that intensity. Some characteristics I look for in a chaser are great anticipation. They should be relentlessly going for deflections whenever a pass is attempted, athletic ability and speed to change direction quickly, and to have a big motor or endurance, because they'll be covering a lot of the court in this zone. The next position to select is our center. The center has 2 main jobs: stay between the basketball and the rim at all times and keep the ball out of the post. We want our center to front the post at all times, on the high post, on the low post, everywhere. The center isn't an easy position to play. You want your center to be one of your bigger players. They must be willing to initiate contact and battle for position. And if an outside player gets past our perimeter defenders, our center must be able to stop dribble penetration. The player selected to be the warrior must be exactly that, a warrior. The warrior will need to cover both sides of the baseline corners, which isn't an easy task at all. they'll be sprinting from side to side a lot. Since they have all players in front of them, the warrior is the eyes and voice of the defense. The warrior will direct the defense and needs to be a great communicator. A lot of teams will put their quickest and smartest player here, often their point guard. And because we need the warrior to be able to cover a lot of ground, the warrior also needs to have a big motor, like the chaser. And last, we need to select our two wing players. Both wing players are responsible for contesting outside shots and stopping dribble penetration. Our wing players will also need to fight for weak side block position to help with rebounding. The qualities needed in our wing players are good trapping skills, as they may be trapping in both corners. They need to be good perimeter defenders to guard against the shot and drives to the basket. And they need to be able to anticipate the long lobbing cross-court passes in order to deflect or steal. So here in the 1-3-1 zone setup, the offense is most likely to set up in a 2-1-2, with a 2-guard top, a player in the middle, and 2 players in the corners. Our chaser's first responsibility is to influence the ball to one side of the court, preferably their ball handler's offhand. Our chaser will have the freedom to start influencing the ball to one side of the court well beyond half court. This will come in handy if you decide to extend your 1-3-1 to a 3/4 court press and trap in the corners here. We'll go over that in video number 30. Now that the ball is in the front court, our chaser isn't picking up the ball, but rather influencing the ball to stay to one side of the court and making this reversal pass difficult by staying in the passing lane. If our chaser has active and high hands playing the passing lane, the only reverse pass should be a high lob pass. It's important that our chaser be able to see both the ball and the opposite guard at the same time so that they can stay in the passing lane. Our center should deny entry pass to the high post. We want our center to fight for position and full front the high post here, always staying between the ball and the basket. When the ball is at the wing, the strong side wing player should be up and the weak side wing player moves down to the low block. Our warrior will move to cover the strong side block. From this defensive rotation, our strong wing isn't coming up to guard the ball, but is playing the passing lane to the corner, stunting at the ball with active high hands, trying to get the ball handler to pick up their dribble, and going for pass deflections. Let's look at our defensive rotations when the ball is reversed up top with a guard-to-guard pass. If the offense is able to lob a guard-to-guard pass over the top of our chaser, the chaser must turn and sprint towards the player with the ball. Closing out with high hands, stunting at the ball, making the reversal pass difficult, and encouraging the ball to stay on one side of the court. Our wing needs to move up into this passing lane, not with a direct cut, but with a banana cut. The banana cut helps to defend against the quick pass to the corner from the wing. Our center must stay between the ball and the basket and continue to battle for position and deny any high post pass entry. Once the ball is reversed up top and when the pass is in the air, our wing player moves down to the low block and our warrior rotates over to the other block. Practice this defensive rotation for guard-to-guard pass up top until it becomes automatic. Everyone needs to have active and high hands. Remember, what makes the 1-3-1 unique is how we play these passing lanes. Make passes difficult and aggressively go after deflections. Let's look at our defensive rotations with dribble penetration from the wing. If there is dribble penetration from the wing, our chaser and wing will squeeze here to stop the penetration, along with the help from our center. When the chaser and wing squeeze, they're only looking to stop the penetration, then quickly retreat, getting back into the passing lanes. By stunting and playing the passing lanes instead of guarding an individual player, we will aggressively go after steals and tipped passes. If our wing players beat off the dribble, our center must step up to stop penetration to the basket. If both our wing and centers beat off the dribble, our warrior is there and must be willing to take a charge. Defending the corner. With the ball at the wing and the high post entry covered, the ball may move to the corner on a pass or a dribble to the corner. Let's go over our coverage when the ball moves to the corner. If the ball goes to the corner on a first pass from their wing, our warrior moves out to defend the shot and must not give up a baseline drive. The center moves to the low block to stay between the ball and the basket, and our chaser moves to cover the strong side elbow. Our strong side wing will continue to stunt at the ball and stay in the passing lane to make this pass difficult. The warrior cannot give up any drives along the baseline and must force any dribble penetration to the middle where there's plenty of help. When the ball moves to the corner, opponents will often move a player to the strong side low post. Our center will continue to full front and aggressively deny passes into the post. Opponents will also move their opposite guard into this area. When the ball moves to the corner, our chaser will defend against cuts into the high post and stay in this passing lane. The 1-3-1 can be vulnerable to the swing and skip passes. Let's go over the defensive rotations for a corner pass out to a wing and to the opposite corner. First, the corner to opposite wing pass. When the ball is in flight, the most important rotation is for our wing player. Instead of coming straight out to get the passing lane, it's critical that the wing player make this curved or banana cut. Remember, the banana cut does two important things. It protects against a quick pass to the corner from the wing. The banana cut also gives time for our warrior to come across the court to the opposite low block. On the corner to opposite wing skip pass, our center rotates to the elbow, staying between the ball and the basket and denying high post entry. The opposite wing moves down to the low block, and our chaser moves into this passing lane. The rotations on the corner to wing skip pass can be difficult to learn. Practice this rotation and the next until they feel automatic. Now let's go over the defensive rotations with a corner to corner pass. When the pass is in the air, our weak side wing is going to banana cut again to give time for our warrior to get all the way across the court. Once our warrior is there, they will move up and get into this passing lane. Our center will move to the opposite low block, staying between the ball and the basket, and denying the entry pass to the low post. Our wing will move down to the low block, and our chaser moves to the opposite elbow to guard against high post entry from this wing. Our chaser is also looking to stay in the corner to wing passing lane here. A skip pass from corner to corner is rare, but you will see it. It's a difficult pass to make, and the rim being in the way makes this pass even harder to complete. Practice defending the corner to corner pass coverage until it feels automatic for your team. Defending the high post. Our center is our main defender against passes to the high post, but sometimes passes will get in there. The high post is a dangerous place for the ball to be in our 1-3-1 zone. From there, they can drive to the basket and they can pass anywhere on the court. When the ball goes into the high post, we want the ball to be out of there as soon as possible. Our chaser will go double team the high post and harass the ball, and our two wings will come to help against any drives or cuts from the corners. Once our wing defenders come down to help against the drive, we still want them to make the corner pass difficult by getting their arms into the passing lane. The only pass we want from the high post is back out to one of their guards. Defending the low post. If we're running our 1-3-1 well, we won't have to worry much about defending the low post. Once in a while, the ball will go into the low post. If it does, we want our center to defend the middle, and the warrior will come to help. Our goal in defending the low post is to have the ball passed back out quickly. With our wings and chaser in these passing lanes, the most frequent outlet will be back out to the corner. The warrior must be ready to come close out on this pass to guard against the open shot. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this, leave a like. If you like the content, please subscribe. In this video, we covered how to run the 1-3-1 zone defense, position responsibilities, and some basic coverage rotations. This is a great defense to run for any youth and high school team. It's not an easy defense to do, but if you can run it well, lots of teams will have trouble getting around it. If you'd like to get in contact with me, you can email me at coachrussvideos@gmail.com. There's a lot more plays you can check out on my channel. Review this play again, share it with your team, and I'll see you right away in the next video.